What is going on, guys? It is TGM, and everybody knows what happens at the end of GT. Goku goes off with Shenron and fuses with the Dragon Balls. It is not really clear as to what happened with Goku. Most people speculate he either just died or became omnipotent, while Dragon Ball AF is a manga explaining what exactly happened after the death of Goku and what exactly happens to Goku. The author of the manga is Toyotoro. If you don't know who Toyotoro is, he is Toyotoro, the guy who currently does the Dragon Ball Super manga. He is also Toriyama's chosen successor, so you can take his complete ending to GT as your own canon or headcanon. After reading the manga, it definitely completes my understanding of the ending of GT and a great story afterwards. The story begins with Frieza just barely surviving Namek blowing up and floating in space. King Cold and what seems to be a female Kai finds Frieza completely ripped in half floating in space. Cooler also happens to be there and he calls out his mother towards the female Kai. This explains who exactly Frieza's mother is, a female Kai. The female Kai now has no need for Frieza and his family and is now interested in the Saiyan who defeated him. The story fast forwards several decades after the threat of Cell, Majin Buu, Baby, and the evil Shenrons to the moment Goku disappears from the living world. The world is now peaceful because of Goku's efforts, but no Dragon Balls exist anymore. Years pass by after Goku's disappearance and we get to see Gohan, and he's become a professor at Orange Star High School and now teaches Goten. Some trouble occurs within the city and Gohan tells Goten to go out and solve it. It is now revealed Goten has become the Great Saiyaman number 3, following in Gohan's footsteps. The threat is just Emperor Pilaf and his gang, but before Goten could stop it, Papaya Man, who is Oob, stops a robbery. During this time, a Saiyan spaceball lands on Earth and a female Kai and what appears to look like a Saiyan come out of it. The Saiyan reveals his name as Zikor and states that his father is none other than Goku. Goten just happens to be flying by the site of the landing and Zikor and the female Kai spot him. It appears as if they already know who Goten is and Zikor flies up to him and blasts him, knocking him Goten out. Gohan feels the sudden disappearance of Goten's ki and feels an insanely large one. Gohan then leaves to find out what exactly happens. Gohan, Trunks, and Vegeta head over and find Goten lying on the floor knocked out. Zikor then reveals to them that he is Gohan's little brother and none of them believed it. The female Kai steps in and explains that Goku is the father to Zikor and that she is the mother to him, making Gohan and Goten half-brothers to Zikor. This does make Zikor's genes optimal, as having the genes of Goku and a god would definitely make him an insanely strong warrior. Zikor and the female Kai reveal their plan of ruling the universe before Gohan and Goten do, but sadly they are mistaken, believing that Gohan and Goten want to rule the universe. So then Zikor doesn't believe Gohan that they don't want to rule the universe and proceeds to attack them. Vegeta transforms into his Super Saiyan 4 and starts his attack, but Zikor proves to be way too powerful for Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta and defeats him. With no other warrior as strong as Vegeta, Gohan gets an insane rage burning inside him and transforms into a Super Saiyan 4. But still, even with Gohan being a Super Saiyan 4, he stood no chance against Zikor. We then get to see the Supreme Kai and Old Kai overseeing the battle, and the Supreme Kai reveals that this female Kai alongside Zikor is none other than the West Supreme Kai, who is thought to be dead from Kid Buu. The Supreme and Old Kai call down to Hell to see if Goku went there. Piccolo answers and reveals that he hasn't seen Goku in years, so that there's no way he was down in Hell. Old Kai then speculates that Goku may have gone to the world that is out of reach of the Kaioshin and gone to a world far above any realm of the living, dead and Kais. We now finally get to see Goku in the world that he is in, and he brought Pikkon with him for some training. They fight each other and Goku easily wins after transforming to a Super Saiyan 3. Back in the Kaioshin realm, we get to see Old Kai talking to Grand Kai, and Grand Kai reveals that in fact Goku came to his planet and picked up Pikkon. He then reveals that Goku was riding a dragon when he arrived and left. So now Old Kai is convinced that Goku is in the Ryoshin realm, the realm of the dragons. The Supreme Kai then feels responsible for what's happening on Earth and leaves to go help Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks. The Supreme Kai then confronts the West Supreme and revealed that she did not actually die from Kid Buu, but actually survived and was just floating in space for millions of years. She was angry at the fact that no Kaioshin came after to find her and made her own plan to conquer the universe. Supreme Kai then heals Gohan and tells him that he needs to stall Zikor so he can seal Zikor within the newly restored Z-Sword. Gohan, Vegeta, and Trunks try their best efforts to stall Zikor and unleash a 3-man ki wave. Gohan cries out for his dad's help to give him the power he gave him during the fight with Cell. Goku then feels something, but is unsure what it was. Old Kai explains to us that Gohan's wish can't be carried out because the Ryoshin realm is separate from every realm and even the Kaioshin cannot communicate with it. The Supreme Kai's attack is finally ready and he unleashes it upon Zikor. However, the West Kaioshin knows what's happening and attacks the Supreme Kai to stop him from sealing Zikor. The Supreme Kai now has no energy to do another attack, so Gohan then takes it upon himself to defeat Zikor. But just before Gohan's attack, the Supreme Kai's energy was restored by Dende, and he unleashes the containment wave once again and successfully seals Zikor within the Z-Sword. The West Kaioshin is furious and proceeds to attack everyone. Vegeta and Gohan try to attack her, but their attacks have no effect because only demons or gods can defeat her because she can read their minds. The Supreme Kai realizes he is their only chance, so he grabs the Kaioshin and holds her in place and then self-destructs, killing himself and the West Kaioshin. Back in the Ryoshin realm, Goku feels something's going terribly wrong, and Nova Shenron explains to him that the Supreme Kai is now dead. And back on Earth, Gohan and Vegeta notice that the Z-Sword is cracking, and Old Kai calls out to them saying that because the Supreme Kai didn't do the seal properly, that the Z-Sword will break and his Z-Core will be freed within a month. The Supreme Kai also appears in the Kaioshin realm, showing that he's completely fine and just dead. Vegeta, Gohan, and Trunks are now worried because their power between Z-Core and them is so great that it will be highly unlikely they will be able to surpass his power within a month. Vegeta then wonders about how Z-Core is composed of Goku's genes, and Gohan tells Vegeta that while his dad and Gohan were in the hyperbolic time chamber training for Cell, that Goku told them a story of how Yarjet was not the only planet Goku visited, that he visited another planet and met a lady that fed him a lot of food. Then Goku explained how he was tired after eating all the food and just fell asleep. It is then shown that the West Kaioshin, while Goku was sleeping, that she cut Goku on the neck and took a sample of his blood. After Gohan explains the story, they all realize how Z-Core was composed of Goku's genes. Back on the Ryoshin realm, Nova Shenron takes Goku and Pac-On to the Sin Shenron. As they find Sin Shenron, he then explains to them what's happening on Earth. And back on Earth, Old Kai reveals to the Z-Fighters that Goku is in the Ryoshin realm and cannot leave it because Shenron was disappearing and he needed a host to return to Ryoshin realm, and Goku volunteered to be the host and fuse with Shenron. He then explained that because Goku is now the host of Shenron, he'll be unable to leave the Ryoshin realm until he is called upon by the Dragon Balls similar to Shenron. He then goes to explain that the Namekians never actually created the Dragon Balls, but just that they are called upon from the Ryoshin realm using the Dragon Ball's magic. The Z Fighters then realize they cannot summon Goku for another 1,000 years because the Dragon Ball's magic need to be restored. However, Old Kai explains to them that the Dragon Balls can be restored now if 7 Super Saiyans bestow their light energy into the Dragon Balls. The only problem for them though is that they had 6 Saiyans and only 4 of them had Super Saiyan abilities. However, Pan and Bulla quickly revealed that they too can become a Super Saiyan because they were secretly training with each other. There's only one problem now, that they were short of 1 Saiyan and they had no idea where to find one. Goten and Trunks head to New Namek to summon Purunga. Their first wish was to repair the damage caused on Earth. The second was to revive anyone who was killed by a Z-Core in the West Kaioshin. Then Trunks came to the idea of bringing Broly back to life after a Namekian reveals that Purunga now has no time limit as to when someone died. Trunks and Goten agree to the wish and bring back Broly back to life, hoping that they can convince him to help them. They revive Broly but realize they made a mistake because Broly was revived where he died. Back on Earth, Kibito Kai quickly teleports to New Namek and teleports Goten and Trunks back to Earth. Back on Earth, Broly realizes he was revived and Vegeta and adult Gotenks arrive. Gotenks quickly knocks out Broly and they take him back to the Capsule Corp. Broly finds out that he is basically no match for any Saiyan on Earth anymore and slowly becomes more open to the Saiyans. Unfortunately, the story ends there as Master Roshi stops telling the story to Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. in the future. Just as Roshi stops telling the story, Babidi's son, arrives on Earth to exact revenge and Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. take care of them easily. Master Roshi and Pan see how strong they've become, and Master Roshi realizes his job is done taking care of the 2 kids, and then he dies and passes to the other world with everyone else. The ending of this is a little weird, how the story just ends abruptly, but anyways, that is Toyotoro's version of what exactly happens to Goku and the others after Goku's death. Because Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. exist and basically Earth exists, you can't speculate that they were all fine. They were able to defeat Z-Core, they summoned Goku back with the Dragon Balls and they were able to defeat him. But anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is definitely a story worth knowing for GT's ending. Anyways, leave a like and comment as usual. Subscribe to join the crew. This has been TGM and I'm out.